hard to see this. Hi. Hold on, Mecca. Okay, it looks like 26. Yeah, I saw it move. Maybe it's up in the 30s by then now. That's unlocked again. Bismillahi. File length, Allah Akbar. Alhamdulillah, continuity. Allah Akbar. Then we gotta do the next change here. Hi, yeah, it's okay with your... Pardon me?
What kind of dog is that?
An Afghan hound.
It's nice.
Yeah, hypoallergenic hair.
It's a short, beautiful dog.
Yeah, God does good work, doesn't God?
Yeah.
Thanks to good vibes like yours. How about you guys? Do you have a dog in your family?
Yeah.
All right.
I do.
Great.
Bloodhound, half boxer, half bulldog.
A bloodhound and a
Half boxer and
half boxer and half something. Yeah, this is Mecca, an Afghan hound service animal. Are you Hungarian?
I'm Native American.
Native American, all right. You look like you might have ancestors from Hungary.
Do you know my dad, Glenn?
I haven't met your dad yet. No, not yet. Is he?
Have you seen that other blue tent right up there? Right there?
Yeah, I made a prayer over at that other wooden building there. It's very beautiful. Did your dad put that together?
Right by that, what is it? Right? Not that one thing. No. If you see a blue tent like that,
Yeah.
go.
Okay, that's where your dad is, at the blue tent over by the other one. Okay, good. My dog wants to visit over here first, so we'll check that out. Thanks.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise, nice to meet you. Good, Mecca. Come on, Mecca. You want some water? Come on, Mecca. Hi. Oh, there's some other dogs. Hi.
Pero no una carrera, en una competencia. Esto es...
Good, Mecca. Hi.
Ahora vamos allá, venga.
Good, Mecca. Hi. Hi. Good, Mecca. You found the shade, huh? Hi, good. You want some water, Mecca? You want some water? Hi. Wow, here's the place that does that. You want some water, Mecca? Water, Mecca. You want some water? Drink some water? We need the constitutions for Hungary and the United Nations Charter and the U.S. Constitution as part of all the beauty and the artwork to show the independence and the liberty themes in the art and the architecture and the music and the dance. And the fashion, like how your rights are a veil to protect your privacy, but at the same time you have the right to have public life and free speech to express yourself. Then we would draw lines from the Constitution to the art and show how they relate. For example, this costume of this peasant dancer represents the warmth and the ability to dance outside in the snow. And the public square was available for the Christmas festival, and so your, what is it called, a public common, your right to the public right of way would have the line to the Constitution about the dress.
See what I mean?
Mom, come on, get four. Behind you.
Hi.
Nicole's getting in line.
Beautiful dog.
God does good work, doesn't God? And thanks to love from people like you. Now this theme with the flowers on the dresses and in the painting, and then the flowers by the sign, and then the right to farm or something would be part of the Constitution, that you have enough land that you can farm, as opposed to China, where they're intentionally relocating the rural people into the city and giving the rural farmland to agribusiness. And you'd have a line from the or your cell phone would queue. You could dial cell phone numbers and get a constitutional recorded message about each artwork by the number on the sign. Independence Day. The European Union could make it part of their settlement with Microsoft and the NSA for bugging them. They'd have to instead make the software for the constitutional tour. as court order for penance. Hi, how are you? Allah Akbar. Well, there really is an insect there that time. Hi.
Let's go. We can go to the bathroom. We're gonna go.
Good. Hey, Mecca, hi. Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar. Yeah, thank God I can manage it. Yeah, we need a cell phone constitutional universal declaration of human rights tour by putting numbers on the signs. You can punch them in and get
information from that.
Yeah, about the Hungarian Constitution, how it relates to the artwork and your right to have enough land to grow crops or a farm around your house.
Okay.
As opposed to China now, where they're forcibly relocating the rural people into cities and taking the land and giving it to agribusiness. So there's probably something in the Hungarian Constitution, and if not, there's something close to it that you could say, and here's the start of it, and here's an amendment the school children proposed, or the dress to keep warm in the winter so you could dance in the public square and the right to the public common, or the fashion with
your own property.
Yeah, you'd look in the Constitution to find the private property right listed in there somewhere, hopefully. And that way, Independence Day, not only would they have all the art and music and fun, but we'd also have the legal the sovereign underpinning.
To have the use of your own land.
Yeah. Yeah, or to have, at least eminent domain where you get 10 times the highest assessed value for your land if the state ever tries to take it from you, so you can afford to buy new land and move and still have some left over for the inconvenience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's extend the Smithsonian Mall to California, one big long mall, and have festivals and things like that. Well, Ben Bernanke knows all about it. Barack Obama, Clinton, and Richard Bruce Cheney. So all we got to do is get the man in the street behind us, and they're ready. Well, glad to hear it. I'll keep working on it. Let me know how we can do better, please. And then Hungary could extend the Tropic of Cancer.
If I pet him?
Oh, please do. It's a blessing to get love from people like you. Good, Mecca. Yeah.
You have huge feet. You have huge feet.
Would all the men like to see the woodworking? Hi. Well, I guess the women are interested also. Hi. Hi there, how are you? Glad to hear it. Okay. Hi. Good, Mecca. Hello, how are you? Zoli. Poor Zoli. Mecca.
The minister there, had several churches in Reform.
Hi.
Have your dogs met the puliquiccia?
Yeah, thanks.
My mother certainly enjoyed going to Budapest in the churches because she spoke excellent English. And when she went to the churches, she would collect a crowd of 20, 30 people asking about all this. She loved it. It was a trip to
Here is a story that's in today's Frederick Post that I wrote.
Wow.
And if you read the first 3 paragraphs, it's about that puliquiccia over there. You know about puliquiccia, right? Puli is a Hungarian breed. And that was done by a young Hungarian sculptor who left. He's back in Budapest now, but he did it all last week, right here on the mall. He uses 2x4s. He's quite famous now.
The only thing that could be better about it is if we could climb on it.
Well, he did. I have pictures of him actually on top doing it, and
great.
especially when he put in the last touch was the red tongue.
Yeah,
Red tongue. So the first 2 paragraphs describe the sculptor. This is in today's Frederick Post, but I can't.
across from the iconic and very busy Hungarian dance barn, Tanksur, next to the Tansaz, next to the Peacock Tower, a 10-foot tall black pulley kutya seems to be panting with its very red tongue hanging out, welcoming thousands of visitors to the annual Smithsonian Folklife Festival at the National Mall in Washington. Some say that since its arrival outside the Smithsonian Metro station last weekend, this traditional shepherd dog from Hungary is just trying to survive Washington's summer heat. Ha ha.
That's why I thought you'd enjoy reading it. Same problem.
Yeah. After all, the pulley's long corded coat, similar to dreadlocks. I saw an African American sister, her hair was just like that. Dreadlocks makes it quite waterproof and excellent for herding and guarding sheep in Hungary, but not exactly comfortable during Washington summers.
Like that?
Yeah. Contrast the two countries. It has a touchstone of the animal who everyone loves, and got your colors in there and the feeling of temperature. All the different senses are being alluded to, right?
That was part of the reason I wrote it that way.
Good. Full sensory perception style of writing. Good. Also trying to survive in the heat and afternoon storms was the well-known young sculptor from Budapest. Change of focus, bring in the human element. Camera.
Are you a literary critic or something?
Yes.
I know, you're joking.
I'm a world famous literary critic.
No, you're not.
Well, nobody knows my name except the publisher for the New York Times and maybe the Washington Post and NSA and CIA and DOD.
That's why I said that, because I was trying to be provoking.
Vladimir Putin likes my style.
I've found that if I'm provoking, my children, one is 28, one is 22, they'll be here very soon. They just arrived last night. But
challenging,
they keep saying, Dad, you're always provoking people. Why? I said, well, because if you don't do that, people don't react. They fall asleep.
Yeah, when people get defensive, they try to justify themselves and give you more information.
Well, that's one potential reaction. The other one is, why are you always talking to people? Well, you're always talking to people because, why should I not try to communicate with them, right? Excuse me for 1 second.
Sure.
Let me communicate here for a second.
Okay.
If you do not speak Hungarian, and I'm not going to say you were lucky. I'm going to say, I'm saying that if you have a question to ask, I am here to translate into Hungarian, which I will be very happy to do.
Alhamdulillah.
Vice versa. So if you have any questions, please. We just came back from giving a presentation over at the cultural hut, and his name is György Jakab, which of course means György could be a first name, but in this case it's his last name. I'm sorry, in this case it is his first name. They did it, the Smithsonian did it right. György Jakab. And then we have Béla Nagy, who is over there, but he's going to be doing different things. He also makes excellent leather whips. Now you might wonder why, and the reason is that he's a shepherd also, and they use those for herding their flocks. Flock? Is it flock or flocks?
You can have
Of sheep.
plural of it's a collective noun, and you can have a flocks plural.
Several shepherds
Yeah.
and several flocks, which
Yeah.
we call flocks. But
Yeah.
one flock of several sheep is
One flock, yeah. Bertrand Russell, the set of all sets.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Which one? The George Bertrand Russell.
Yeah, George Bertrand Russell, he had this idea of the set of all sets as a member of itself.
Okay. He also said that English is the most difficult language because the phonetic portion is ridiculous, and he spelled what? Fish with GH, whatever.
Yeah, so maybe it's a secret code language, basically,
Right,
why they
right.
took over the world. They talk in code.
Any questions to Mr. George? I guess today I'm not getting as much response as
Well, how does he cut on the angle like that?
yeah, that's a very good question that was asked yesterday, and so I can answer it without even asking him. He said that typically, obviously, he would like to cut with the with the grain of the wood,
Uh-huh.
but he can't do that, especially not with the other side. Are you familiar with what he's doing actually?
Not really, no.
It's called a kopyafa.
Uh,
Kopyafa is translated by whoever translated these things here at the Smithsonian as some kind of a wooden lance, which I don't think is correct.
uh-huh.
Basically, to me, it's more of a totem pole.
Ah.
Okay, more of a totem pole, but it did originate with the lance of Hungarian warriors when they're still on horses.
Yeah.
They do that thing with the lance and some kind of a
Yeah.
So the custom, I guess, was that if you died in combat,
Uh-huh.
then your lance was stuck on the
Ah.
ground, and then they decorated it and moved on. These were little horsemen from the Finno-Ugric, Ural-Altai, mountains.
Ah.
So they would come to, they eventually ended up in Central Europe, and they started building this up a bit more. And now these are both ceremonial. Well, let me say it here so that they can hear it too.
Yeah.
There was a question here just now about what is he doing, okay? This large item is called a kopyafa, okay? Kopyafa is a traditional Hungarian sort of totem pole.
Did I pet your
It
dog?
has two basic functions. It could be either ceremonial or it could be memorial. Memorial in the sense that if I die today and I am from that part of Transylvania where they do this on a regular basis, then somebody who knows how to carve these kopyafas will immediately start working on my kopyafa. And they have a deadline, a very hard deadline of 3 days because they usually don't have ice and stuff like that, so they have to get it ready before I get buried. Because once they finish the kopyafa in my honor, there's a procession to the cemetery, and they take the kopyafa with them to lead the procession, and then they put it where my grave is. So you might ask yourself, well, how long does this thing last? And I asked that same question 2 days ago when I first came here. I was born in Budapest, but I left, or I was taken when I was 2 years old. So I don't know these things. So this is an opportunity for me to learn about certain customs that are quite prevalent here. Well, the kopyafa apparently is supposed to last 150 to 200 years outside. How? Well, they put some kind of linseed oil. They rub linseed oil in it, and then after they're done, it's the family's responsibility to keep rubbing the linseed oil every 3 or 4 or 5 years. So it's a curious little combination. Now there's also a celebratory portion to it. Like if something good happens, let's say that they win the World Cup, then that village might have a kopyafa. And what I also didn't know is that each one of these little things is actually an alphabet. I'm using the word alphabet loosely, but basically it's a way to express a story, okay? And each story can be, expressed in different ways. For instance, here, the tulip refers to women. Now, if it's a male for whom this copy of is being built, then the male symbol goes up there. If it's a female, the female symbol goes up there, and then the story of that person is sort of told through these carvings in the totem. So you might ask yourself, well, why is this here and not there? Well, apparently this is sort of a celebratory kopia, which is being built for the express purpose of being moved to Fillmore, New York. You might ask yourself, where is Fillmore, New York? Which is what I asked. And it's apparently south of Rochester and Buffalo. So why would you go to Fillmore, New York with a kopia? Well, the story, as I understand it, and it's still sort of fermenting in my mind, is that a very famous Hungarian architect who I met last week designed all these, okay, in Hungary, all these buildings. And then they put them in containers and ship them here. Now, I like to come to events like this before it's open. So I was here for about 2 or 3 days, just moseying around, wondering what people were doing. And I talked to him, and he explained to me that although they assemble them here, there's a crew of master carpenters, 4 of them, who took 4 days to assemble them. They're still here. Why? Because on Sunday they have 24 hours to disassemble them. So they'll disassemble them, and now we know that all of these will go to Fillmore. Now, why Fillmore? Well, apparently it's Fillmore because for about 100 years now, they've had a Hungarian-American Boy Scout camp there. I think it's a town of a population of maybe 700 or 800, and they go there for their summer camps from Cleveland, from Chicago, from Sarasota, Florida, from California. And that's where they go for their summer camps, to learn Hungarian, to learn Hungarian dances, to keep the faith, and whatever. Okay? So, this will actually move there. Now, additionally, I was sort of lobbying to have that little black dog there. Well, it's not so little, it's 10 feet. If you know how big a pulley is half the size of this wonderful dog that's listening to me. And it's about this big. Well, that one is at least 10 feet tall. Well, that pulley is going to move also. We don't know yet where. There was a rumor that it would go to Marymount University here in D.C. Well, apparently it may end up in Fillmore as well. So this kopia, now we're getting to the point of the story. This kopia was commissioned by the Chicago Boy Scout troop, which also contributed, as so many Hungarian Americans did, to cooperate with the Smithsonian and with the Balassi Institute in Hungary to bring this to you free. So the millions some dollars that it takes to bring 100 Hungarian craftsmen and dancers to the mall from remote villages in Transylvania, Moldova, and probably Budapest, not a small village, 2 million people, but basically that was funded largely by Hungarian Americans. I didn't write a large check because I don't have the funds, but I did write 2 small checks. And that is what funded it. So part of the deal was that these organizations will get something back. So rather than shipping all these buildings back to Budapest next Monday, they're going to ship them to Fillmore in New York.
Great.
That's where maybe the Pulikutya will go. Now this kopia then will be a celebratory totem from the Scouts in Chicago who use this place and wanted to show their appreciation. So if you turn it around, you see the inscription.
Bismillah, Allah Akbar. Alhamdulillah.
So you can see here, this is obviously a well-known symbol, right? And you see here, Hunyadi Mátyás. Hunyadi Mátyás was a very famous Hungarian. And Cserkész csapat means Boy Scout. No, actually the word itself doesn't say Boy Scout or Girl Scout. Cserkész means scout. Csapat means group. So
Scout group.
Okay? So the Hunyadi Mátyás Scout Group of Chicago. Okay? So there was a question here about how long did it take him, right? Well, or the wood, there was a question on the wood. Okay, so I'll cover both of you. Say Hunyadi Mátyás and the team anyway. small digression. Small digression. This here, obviously, this is a Boy Scout symbol, or a Scout symbol. This is the symbol for Cunha de Mata, who was known as the Renaissance king of Hungary and brought all kinds of wise people from all over the world. You know, there was a period of lots of learning and lots of writing and so forth. So Cunha de Mata was known, his symbol, you know, his royal insignia was sort of like, who am I thinking of? Maryland writer who has raven, right? So his symbol was a raven.
The raven.
That's what the raven is. Okay. Now the wood, this wood is an oak. Now it was not shipped here from Hungary, so he's not exactly familiar with it, but it's an oak. And in order for it to last long, it has to be rubbed with linseed oil. Okay. Now you might ask yourself, well, let me finish this now. Okay. So what was the other question? How long does it take? Okay. He basically started this 3 days ago, and he thinks he can finish it by tomorrow. So that's what he's doing, and it will go to Fillmore, it will be put in there, and then linseed oil has to be applied, and hopefully it will be there for hundreds of years. Now, you might ask yourself, what about these things, the Stations of the Cross? No, what happened is that he's not supposed to be here. He was invited by an art gallery in New York to be a part of, well, to exhibit his works, because he's quite well known. This is a catalog that was printed in 2007 of this variety of work. I mean, I don't have time and don't have the patience probably to go through it, but for instance, this is a tree that he split.
Wow.
And he used the same, one side of the tree and the other side of the tree. And then there are 2 Hungarians famous in the history books. This one is Attila, this one is Béla. They were brothers. Attila then killed Béla and became the king. So, you know, this is what that is all about. I think we've all read a similar story earlier somewhere else, you know, probably. But
Is that a fictional story or a...
let me ask you. Azt kérdezik, hogy ez a Attila és a Béla, ez igazi történet volt?
Igazi.
Okay, the story is true. I gave you wrong information. His name is not Béla, his name is Buddha, as in Budapest. So Buddha and Attila were two and a kind of historical fact.
Speak of the little bit. Attila needs
Attila died he was actually not a king of Hungary. He was a king of one of the tribes that came to us. It was in 455. Not 1455, but 455.
Itt össze tudjuk kapcsolni az ostorral, mert úgy hívták, hogy Attila a hunok király, vagy az hát annyira vértek tőle.
So an interesting thing that might tie in is that Attila, because he was, well, I think we all heard of Attila, so the scourge of the, he was trying to do things, you know, in Rome and Vienna and Paris and so forth. But he was known as the whip of the Huns or something like that. Well, this whip maker, as I said, is a shepherd who creates these wonderful leather whips. And if you would like, and if it doesn't scare your dog, then we could go that way and he'll demonstrate the sound of the whip.
Yeah, I better back off a little bit with the dog.
No, not just you, everybody.
Oh, okay.
Probably move over there.
Okay. Come on, Mecca. Good. Come here, Mecca. Hi. Come on. Hi, dog. Hi. You want to say hi, Mecca? Good dog. Hi. Good dog. Perfect. Be friendly, Mecca.
Make the cracking sound.
Ah.
What sort of dog is this?
An Afghan hound.
Okay, I was going to say an Afghan sheepdog, but
Yeah, they're similar to Salukis from.
Yep.
And what kind is yours?
This is a Hungarian Vizsla.
Ah, Hungarian Vizsla.
Yep, so
Oh.
she's a hunting dog.
Cool. Mecca, say hi to the front end. That's good.
Oh, he's gonna do the whip.
He's going to do the whip.
Thank you.
The man's going to demonstrate the whip. Be ready for a loud sound.
trust his.
Wow. 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 Wow, good. Makes a loud sound with very little effort.
Now you might ask yourselves, like I did 2 days ago, what makes that noise? What makes that noise? Do you know?
Sonic boom.
You know? Right, bingo. I used to think that the noise is made by it hitting something.
Yeah.
No. Apparently there's a little thing at the end, some kind of little addition, which when you know, he has a 3-meter long whip, and whatever he does, you know, that thing goes and breaks the sound barrier.
No, really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's what makes the sound.
That's amazing. That's like 600 miles an hour or something. I don't know, 600 miles an hour or something.
You're correct. That's about the right
Yeah.
speed. Yeah, right.
Wow.
So then you might ask yourself, what is this for? What do they use this for? Well, it's to herd, you know, the sheep. And I asked them if they ever have to sort of, you know, hit the sheep or the dogs or whatever, and say, oh no, the noise is enough.
Yeah, I bet it would.
Can I have your name, please?
I'm William or Mohammed.
I'm sorry?
William or Mohammed.
William Mohammed?
Yeah, William or Mohammed, I guess.
The reason I ask is because I majored in Portuguese and Spanish literature
Wow.
for my master's.
Wow.
So I was only half jesting when I said that you're not a literary critic, but I was sort of your choice of words and your topic resonated with me. Let's put it that way.
Alhamdulillah. You
Okay.
can email me at W-Hale, like whale. Here, I'll write it down.
Thank
Sure. Yeah.
Because not everybody who reads that, because that was done in 2 hours.
Ah.
And I didn't have time to read. I mean, I spoke with him throughout the week, and I took pictures of it as it evolved, but I didn't have time basically to. It was basically written for a small newspaper, and I'm glad that they printed it. But I certainly didn't do a lot of work, and not everybody appreciates those things that you mentioned, like color and
The temperature, getting all the
yeah,
five
I mean, I
senses
try-
involved. Yeah.
So thank you. That means a lot to me.
Well,
I will,
likewise, I read a lot of stuff, and it's a pleasure to find who cares about it.
Why did you put whale?
William Hale, whale 12345 at
So
Gmail.
Hale is your last name?
Yeah, yeah. And to be polite, I could ask your name, but I'm not pushy. So.
Well, my name is here.
Oh, okay. Peter Janos Kurz.
Actually, I have another name, but it didn't fit. It's Istvan.
Istvan.
Peter Janos Istvan Kurz.
Wow. Okay.
And unfortunately, I don't have. Well, thank you. Nice of you to come here and spend time with me. And as I said, my sons are arriving. I have one card here in case I lose this. Then they can call me. But I only.
I can write it on my phone.
I only have this in here. You know, this is not my job. But what I do is I work with them as I consult and advise. In this case, a very close doctor friend who owns and runs the Florida Sleep Institute.
Okay.
So that is correct, and I can give this to you if you'd like. But the problem is that I don't live in Florida.
I see.
But these are both correct.
Okay. Do you want me to put this in the phone and give it back to you so you still have it?
Whatever you prefer. I'm honored that you're even interested. You may keep it if you'd like. I'll write a piece of paper, you know, in it, and that will. So, why did you say whale? Because it's your name. You know why I asked? Because Gabor, the young artist that I spoke with, I spoke at length with him. I basically interviewed him over a week, and that pulikutya is only one in a series of animals that he has done, and one of his most well-known, which you can see on his website, is a whale. It's a huge whale that was done for 24 hours in 3 days in Budapest.
Wow.
And you could actually walk in there.
Ah.
You could walk in there and touch the embryos and so forth and so on, the pregnant whale.
Wow.
And so I thought maybe you had looked at his website and connected it with his
Not yet, no. Inshallah, God willing.
Inshallah. Why the Arabic motif?
I came to Islam about half my life ago. Helped me stop drinking a quart of beer every afternoon to calm down, and so Islam.
How many years ago?
About half my life ago.
Half your life ago. Okay.
And how about you? What's your idea of God? Should I ask her?
I would love to. Yeah, you can and you should. But I think my younger son, who just graduated from Princeton a year ago, and then spent his next year next year as a ministry intern.
Wow.
At Princeton, not for Princeton, but at Princeton.
Uh-huh.
And was on his way to Cambridge for the Department of Zoology in about 2 months. He would be a better person to talk to because he's obsessed with it right now. The whole idea of religion, in his case, the Christian religion. And in somewhat different from my approach, which is his is more fundamentalist and more evangelical. So I would love to have him talk to you and vice versa, as long as you don't get offended by his occasional choices.
Yeah, I can
So
tolerate that.
this I didn't finish telling them, and they're gone, but that Station of the Cross was basically for that exhibit he had in New York. That's why he brought it down. And you know what the Stations of the Cross is.
Not exactly.
In the Bible, basically, and if you go to Spain or Italy or whatever, you will find that many of the cathedrals will have those 12 Stations of the Cross on walls or carved or whatever. So it's a very, very common theme.
Yeah, I can look it up. I got to review it. I've heard of it, but I don't really know what it is off the top of my head.
But anyway, so that's what he's depicting. For instance, you must have heard of the traitor Judas.
Yeah.
And he kissed Jesus, according to the New Testament.
Yeah, but Jesus said, "Before this night is out, one of you will betray me."
Right. No, I'm not arguing that. What I'm saying is that that's one of those things. And so
he was given a direct order.
There's one there where he's kissing Jesus.
Yeah.
Then there's another one, the bitter cup. Then there's another one, so you can go through that.
Those are the Stations of the Cross. I see.
But that was part of the exhibit that the gallery invited him for. That's why it's there. So if I see you in about an hour or two, I will bring my son there to meet you. He loves dogs. He has a dog himself.
Alhamdulillah.
But
12:19, so 1:19,
I don't know what they're
2:19.
doing.
Yeah, something about 3:30 today. I wonder who wanted me to go to mosque, but
Where?
to mosque.
Is there a mosque here on the?
It's at the end. It's 2 miles from the Lincoln Memorial.
2 miles from the Lincoln Memorial towards
North.
that direction or north?
North.
Are you?
Excuse me.
Do you have something for me to write on for you? If you're interested in this topic, I just wrote the introduction to a book by a friend from Lebanon who's a psychiatrist, and it's called In Search of a Base. Oh, good. And
you can talk it in here. Actually, you can push this button and say.
All right, let's do that. If I'm
okay.
The book is by Dr. Jamal. Jamal Fawaz, Fawaz. It came out over Ramadan of last year.
Okay, now you can do the next one.
The title is In Search of a Base, Healing Fractured Relationships, and my introduction is about 10 pages long, and it can be read on his website.
Good.
It's an overview of the book and also talks about what it is that the topic is, and it might be of interest to you.
Search of a base, fractured.
In search of a base.
Yeah, fractured relationships. In my introduction, about 10 pages.
Healing fractured relationships.
Healing fractured relationships. Healing.
And if you go to his website, you can actually read the introduction free. Just click on it and you can find it.
Good.
But I need to.
Dr. Jamal, J-A-M-A?
J-A-M-A-L, and Fawaz is F-A-W-A-Z.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Very nice to meet you.
Likewise,
if you're
Peter.
Here, I will bring my son David to talk to you, and he would love to meet your. What's the dog's name?
Mecca. Mecca. Mecca?
Mecca, as
Mecca.
in Medina.
Yeah.
I live there for about 50 miles away from him.
Wow. Well, nice to meet you, Peter. Hi, Mecca. Yeah, an Afghan hound, yes.
We see each other again.
Yeah, hello again. Hi. Perfect except love, Mecca. I just gave the dog some water. Here, let's. Good, good.
Sorry.
Hi. You want some water? Here. Give me the other part. Here. That's good. That's good. That's good.
Mom! This is dog.
I know, it's a beautiful dog. Come here.
Hi. God does good work, doesn't God?
Drink.
Hi. Good. Hi.
Lucas. We're right
Good
over
fur,
there.
Mom. Good
I
fur.
know. I can't, honey. I'm allergic.
I wish my mom could feel your dog's fur. She's allergic.
Well, it's hypoallergenic, so people who are normally allergic, sometimes it doesn't affect them, but yeah, it's better safe than sorry.
So where do you live?
Well, I used to live in Alaska. Then I lived here. Thank you. And then I tried Maine for a while. Hi. Oh, it's okay. Thank you. You're so kind. That's very kind of you. Thank you. It's okay. Thanks. You sure? For him. Okay. For you, Mecca. This is for you. Thank you.
One flower. One flower.
Thank you very much. We got some food money for you, Mecca. Yeah. Allah Akbar. Good, Mecca. Thank you. Yes, I will. Yeah. Come on, Mecca. Good, Mecca. Good, Mecca. Now, do you want some water? Hi.
Okay, we'll get you back, so I'm going to pass you back to Nana, okay?
Hi.
All right.
Yeah, God does good work, doesn't God?
What kind?
God does good work, doesn't God? This
Yeah.
is Mecca, the Afghan hound. Hi, yeah, Allah Akbar. Thanks for your good vibes. Good, Mecca. Time to pray. Hi. An Afghan hound, similar to a Saluki. What kind did you think it was?
A Bolshoi.
Polishard. I don't know that one yet.
I think it's probably dying with the heat.
The worst part is waiting to come out for the computer work and stuff. That's the worst part, having to wait and wait and wait for the computer work to finish. Okay, Mecca. What do we need to do, Mecca? Okay, Mecca, we can come back in a couple of hours. We need to find a Hungarian constitution. Look it up on the internet. Relate it to the artwork. Okay, Mecca. What do I need to do? Gargle with Listerine. There, the kids having fun over here. Let's check that out. And
I tried the thing.
come on, Mecca.
It took me about the third try.
Good. Woven rod walls, looting clay, and ice furnaces. Look at this. A family that skis together, stays together.
I pet your dog.
Sure. Perfect, be friendly, Mecca. Good, Mecca.
Very pretty dog.
Yeah, God does good work, doesn't God? Thanks for your love. Look at these guys, they have a game. All right. Oh, careful. Be brave and be fair. Good. Hi. Hi. Mecca, you want to play ball? Look at all the fun here. Clay and... Good. Oh! Come on, Mecca. Did you find a ball? Good, Mecca. Good, Mecca. Good, Mecca. Hi.
Okay, watch him there. Together, that's
Hi.
right. Hey, what's his problem?
Hi. Hi. Yeah. Hi. Hi.
What are these over here? What's this one?
Come on, let me say, I gotta use the Listerine, I gotta pray, and what else? Then we can come back. Hi, there's an alarm. Come on, Mecca. Good, Mecca. Yarn. Hi. Well, thanks, and you? Hi. Good, Mecca. Hi. Hi. How are you doing? What's happening? Hi. Hi there. How you doing? Perfect side-by-side partners to and from God. Who? Good, Mecca.
So a little to the west. Yeah, in Szeged you find the hurdy-gurdy in that region Délapföld, and here in Baranya you find the brass band. A kérdés az, hogy ez családi tradíció, vagy... Tehát meséljünk a zenekarról egy kicsit.
Hi.
Where are you from?
I'm from the same water you're from.
Bangladesh.
Bangladesh. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you?
No.
Okay, good.
You're Muslim.
Yes,
Woman.
Right,
there was
right.
at least one person
Just
who
Assalamu
was
alaikum.
involved
Right.
with the brass instruments or the woodwind. This particular band is not a family. Yeah, you guys are brothers, aren't you? They are brothers. And they study at the Music Academy. Yes?
Allah Akbar. Bismillahi. Test, test.
No.
Testing my love for our ideas in my records to and from who or why is the greatest and or the least and or everything. Test successfully completed.
So if there's no
Allah
further
Akbar.
questions, then we will stand again, get up, and we'll dance a little bit more. These are dances from the region of Korocha. If you go to that first house over there, you see the ladies, you can't see them right now, but Korocha region is very well known for its popnikov and its embroidery. All those nice costumes. The women of Korocha are from here and they're showing the traditional handcraft. But you only go there after the dance class.